Hey everybody,
everyone.
thank you so much for joining us today. We are extremely excited to be here. We have a lot of very great content to go over with you, and we even have two of our most awesome top contributors with us today. So we'll start off with some introductions. We'll make sure to mention our favorite Google feature as well. So my name is Andy. I am the Gmail co-community manager as well as the Inbox community manager. And speaking of Inbox, I think my favorite Google feature comes from Inbox, and it's the Smart Reply. I don't know if you guys, it's sort of new, but basically it gives you it figures out what you might want to say at the bottom of an email, and it saves me probably just a few minutes, but it's still pretty cool. So.
Yeah. My name's Crystal. I'm the other Gmail community manager. And for me, I think my favorite feature is the undo send feature in Gmail. That has saved me so many times from just forgetting to add a person to an email. I can just kind of hit undo really quickly and add them in instead of having to send a whole nother email to add them in. That's what I use it for mostly.
Nice.
Hey, I'm Megan. I'm one of the Chrome community managers, and I'd say probably my favorite feature in Chrome in general is bookmarks, just because I have hundreds of bookmarks, and I love bookmarks, and I love that they sync between my devices. So if I'm doing something at home that I think is really cool, and then I leave my house, I can take it with me on mobile and still look up the bookmark, and I just love bookmarks.
And I'm Cameron. I'm the other community manager for Google Chrome along with Megan. And probably one of my favorite features of Chrome is actually the auto-translate feature, where if you are going to a Spanish website or French website, you don't necessarily speak the language, Chrome will automatically offer to translate it for you, so you can still bridge that gap between language barriers to figure out what that content says on that website. One of the other kind of hidden features that I actually really like about Google Chrome is that if you're not connected to the internet and you get the little error message and there's a little dinosaur, if you hit the space bar on your computer, you'll get a little cool mini game.
That is very cool.
It's really cool. I'm really bad at it. Basically, I play sometimes I ruin the internet just so I can practice playing.
I know, I haven't had a chance to try it since I found out about it. I need to ruin the internet.
It's really cool.
Amazing. And Michael and Spencer, if you guys want to introduce yourself and mention your favorite Google feature.
My name is Spencer Wade, Chicago, Illinois. I'm a Google partner and web search top contributor, and based on the fact that there's many who manage here, I'm going to claim like all the products and all the features.
That's fair. Nice.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael Daniels. I am a top contributor for Hangout, so probably my favorite feature is the fact that I can collaborate with other people and in a video call. That is definitely just the Hangout itself is very great. But actually having chat on my desktop because of the Hangout, I like that a lot too, so that would be great.
That feature's on display right now. And thanks to both of you for joining. We will go to you for more insights and Q&A later on. But we wanted to talk to you all about the Top Contributor Program. So we'll go through a few slides and talk about that. So I'm not sure if you have ever had your Gmail account blocked or had trouble making Google your default search engine, or this last one had trouble uploading videos in YouTube. I know I have, and if you've ever tried uploading videos, you almost certainly have. It always gets stuck at 95%. It's maddening. But if you do have any of these issues, what do you normally do? You probably go to google.com and you might do a quick search, how to upload videos to YouTube. There's going to be some search results. Of course, there's a YouTube video for it. But oftentimes there's also a help forum link. If you click on that, you have probably seen our help forums in our communities, and this is what they look like here. This is actually an example from our Spanish community, I believe. And you'll see there are tons of super knowledgeable experts who will come in and answer user questions. And if you're just visiting, hopefully you find that information helpful.
So those people who are answering those questions are our top contributors. They're on our help forums, which are Google product forums where people ask questions and get answers from top contributors like the great ones we have on the call today, and us, the community managers, and even other members of our Google product teams. They're also on a platform called Help on Social, which is a web app and an actual downloadable app where our top contributors can answer questions that come up on Twitter about their favorite products as well. So what does top contributor actually mean? The top contributor program really recognizes the exceptional and enthusiastic people who just love products. We have kind of two different levels. Rising Star is really great for when you're just getting started, and I think we're going to talk about like the levels a little bit more. For when you're just getting started, you're feeling your way out, still learning about the products. And then the more and more you participate, you get invited to be a top contributor. That really shows off your product knowledge and your passion for the products as well.
And we've got a video that we will attempt to play for you. Actually, Michael's going to help us out.
Google creates a lot of great products. Learning how to get the most out of them can sometimes take a little help. That's where Google Top Contributors come in. Top contributors are active participants in Google Help forums. They know a lot about Google products and share their knowledge by answering questions and joining conversations. There are hundreds of top contributors around the world. Whether they speak English, German, or Mandarin, or work as a teacher, engineer, or chef, they all share a passion for helping others. Recognizing a top contributor is easy. Just look for the badge next to their username. As trusted members of the Google community, top contributors advocate for product improvements based on ideas and suggestions discussed in the forums. It takes real dedication to become a top contributor. When you see the badge, you know you found someone who is both friendly and knowledgeable. If you want to learn more, check out the website. There you'll find information about Google's forums, meet top contributors, and even learn how to apply for the program yourself. And if you have any questions, you know who to ask.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll make sure to share all the links that are referenced in these videos with you afterward.
Yeah, so to give you a little bit more of a scope of what about our top contributor program, we've got over 600 experts, so that's both top contributors and rising stars. We've got over 250 different Google product forums and 60 different feeds on Help on Social. And we support over 20 different Google products, so that's Chrome, YouTube, we got AdWords, we got Inbox, Gmail, a ton of other different products that our team helps support. And also, it's not just English only. We also support 21 other languages, such as Turkish, Japanese, Vietnamese, French, and so on. And so why should you join the program? So obviously, the number one reason we hear from a lot of our top contributors of why they're part of the program is really to help other people. They're really passionate about the products that they're experts in, but they also just love to help other people. It's also a really great opportunity to connect with Google because you have direct access to community managers, product support managers. So if you're really passionate about a certain product and you really want to get your voice heard, you can also connect directly with us here at Google. Some of the other opportunities that we offer through the Top Contributor Program is being something like a beta tester where you get to test out some pretty cool features that won't be available to the public. You obviously get to meet a lot of really great people who are from around the world. For us, for example, we've got experts in Africa, and we also have experts in India, and so it's a really great opportunity to meet with people across the world. And then we also have meetups and summits. So actually this past year, we had a summit where we flew all of our top contributors from around the world to San Francisco and Mountain View, where they got to meet with the team in person here at the Googleplex and everything. So those are really great opportunities as part of the Top Contributor Program.
And that's actually where at the summit is where I met Michael, and he was about one seat away from winning a Chromebook, I think, because we gave out Chromebooks to a few people.
I know. What is the deal with that? You should have told me. You had no insight on that, or what? I mean.
Next time. The odds are in your favor now.
So how do you join the program? There's a couple different ways that you can start getting your feet wet and getting involved. So first, you can simply go to one of the forums that Cameron mentioned, like the Chrome or Gmail forum, and join as a member and just jump in and start answering questions that users might have. Similarly to what Crystal talked about, you can also start through our help on social and start answering Twitter questions through like #GHelp in that platform. So that is the way that you can like just jump in today and get started, and then you'll already be helping other users. At that point, once you get more comfortable answering questions, this is when you can become a rising star. And like Crystal explained, this is like your kind of entry into getting more involved in the program. And then finally, once you start answering a higher volume of questions more consistently, this is when you could become a top contributor. So this is sort of our funnel into the program. You can really jump in at any of the first 3 points relatively quickly if you're interested, and it's very flexible, so you can really decide what's best for you and the best way that you want to get engaged. You don't have to be on the forum and on Help on Social. You could just be in the forum, you could just be in Help on Social. A lot of our experts are on both, so really it's entirely up to you. A lot of flexibility. So we'd love to have you stay in touch. Again, you can either join just by jumping on the Help on forum or Help on Social or on the Help forums. And you can also learn more by emailing us or filling out an interest form. This will be up, so you'll have these links that you can jump onto to make sure you can get involved and stay in touch. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, so take a second to jot down that email address, although we'll get sent out. And I think...
Yeah, and this is a quicker link to join the TC program, so you can find out more information here and fill out an interest form on the product you're interested in joining and becoming involved with.
Cool.
And then...
Now the video.
I think we're actually going to hold off watching the video and first take questions, and then maybe if we have time, we'll watch the video. But just wanted to open it up to questions that you might have for any of us, but also our 2 special guests on the call, because they know what it's like to be a top contributor. So any questions you might have for them, we're open to questions now.
So maybe just to explain like how they can ask questions. There's a little widget in the Hangout that they're watching where they can just type their questions and we will see it.
Yeah, so if you guys just find that widget, type in whatever question you're interested in, and we will make sure to answer that or have our top contributors answer it.
So while we're waiting for questions to come in, maybe I know as a newer community manager, I'd love to know from our TCs that are on the call, how did you originally kind of find the forums and get started answering questions?
I picked something that interested me first, went and found a forum, found people helping and answering questions, kind of gave me the chance to step in and ask a question. Once I saw the response, it gave me interest in the sense that if these people were growing their professional selves. So not only are they helping me with my problem to a solution, they're growing themselves professionally. And so that's the note that I took from it, and I leverage this every day in my professional life. It's a public platform that's optimized by Google that you can clearly point to at any given day to an employer, a future business partner, anybody, to show that, hey, you know how to competently help someone in a virtual environment. And to help someone face-to-face is tough on its own. So imagine troubleshooting from a virtual environment and getting to a closure. It makes you feel good, it helps the end user, makes Google look good, and the end result is you're growing your professional self.
As far as mine, I actually started a Google Plus community using Hangouts. It's called User to User. It's actually users that help users with all different kinds of things. I've gotten other top contributors in to come in and do Hangouts with me and stuff like that, but I just love Hangouts and the whole process and everything about it. So I started getting on the forums because I had heard about it just from, I forget where actually the first time, but I started using the forum and I started answering a bunch of questions. It might have even been with Google Drive that I started doing that. So I just started answering questions and went over to Hangouts and started answering a whole bunch of questions, and they recognized this. Plus, I believe it was one of these roundtables that we did that I believe Daniel is his name. he did one or something, and I came in and I was invited. I came in and was a part of it and said I love this. So I started. I just enjoy helping people. I really help people. I do it in the community. I do it with everything else. So I just fell in love with it. So and it's awesome.
I guess a follow-up for you guys. What is your favorite part about the Top Contributor Program, and what keeps you, like, why do you stay as a top contributor?
Being with like-minded individuals, people who are all willing to go the extra mile. I mean, think about it. After a full work week with family and everything that goes on in someone's life, we're taking hours out of our life to help other people with their problems. So when you grow with that, it builds you out. You become something that you never were. So in my opinion, TC's what keeps me there is the fact that I'm helping people and the instant gratification of knowing that someone had a problem that was stressing them out really bad, and within posting to a forum and giving them a solution, they found resolution. I mean, there's nothing better than that. You're helping people. And, you know, this is a non-touch help. You'll never touch or see or interact with the person other than online, and having that type of professionalism, being able to talk to someone, really grows you as a person. So, I mean, like I keep pointing back to the person, but life is about growing our professional selves. And when you tie into a platform, a billion-dollar entity like Google, and really get out there and help people, you grow yourself, you grow others, and you just make a big difference. So that's what makes me keep coming back, just like Michael stated earlier.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can follow that up. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'll be honest with you. You know, to me, one of the things that keeps me is that Google provides Google Drive for free, Hangouts for free, you know, all these kind of things. YouTube, a place to upload your videos and stuff. It's my way of giving back, is the way I look at it. I mean, just to add to everything that Spencer just said, he's right. I mean, and the collaboration and meeting the people, and then actually getting to go to Google and being a big, huge part. I mean, all that's great. That's fantastic. So why not help out? You know, give back, and that's really what I feel like I'm doing. But I love helping people. I've been a trainer, a developer, and that kind of thing my whole life. So to me, it's my way of giving that back.
Cool. I think we have our first question. Scott asks, what are your future plans for the Top Contributor Program? If any of you want to jump in.
I'll jump in. I know this year is a really exciting year. We had the summit last year, so I know we'll be having the local meetups this year. So that's an opportunity for us to kind of go out and meet people closer to their territory rather than kind of bringing everyone here. We're also looking at ways, I can't say much about it right now, but we are looking at ways to bring the really cool product insights part of the summit into the non-summit years as well. So we're looking at ways to provide that through some special online happenings. That's all I can say on that right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, like a lot of the stuff behind the scenes is kind of confidential. So, I mean, if you become a top contributor, you may hear a little bit more about what's going on. But unfortunately, we can't share too much.
Yeah, I mean, we'll obviously continue to have hangouts with product folks if you're part of the program. Offer as many sort of like beta testing opportunities as we can, and sort of make sure that your voice as a rising star or a top contributor gets heard on the product side of things, because I think it's important that it has, you know, that type of influence. And we've seen actually a lot of times, speaking of like beta testing with Inbox by Gmail, we allowed our top contributors to test it 6 weeks prior to it launching publicly, and that led to actually a lot of changes and bugs getting fixed and that kind of thing before it did launch publicly. So I think we'll continue to kind of make sure that the Top Contributor Program has that sort of influence on Google's products and services and stuff.
I'll jump in. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll jump in from a non-Google standpoint. Right now, if they're stating we're at 600, We want to be at 1,200 within the year. So all of you listening in today, they're growing the platform, they're growing the communities, they're making it better. Not to mention, just imagine being one of 600 people in the world that holds this title. That's something to brag about.
And that is, we absolutely plan on continuing to grow the program. And Help on Socials is something that we built last year, actually. So it's specific right now to Twitter, but we're definitely looking at kind of opening up, helping users out on different channels and that kind of thing. And obviously, like, nothing concrete we can say about that, but something that we're always looking forward to.
Again, if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the widget. I know a question, though, that I had before I even started at Google was, sometimes if you go on to the product forums and you look at some of the answers, especially from top contributors, they look like they're just such great answers. And it's thinking about jumping in. How do you get comfortable answering users' questions and actually get enough knowledge on the product to feel like you can give a good answer? So I'd love to hear from our experts that have gone through that process, starting as just a contributor and then becoming a rising star and then a top contributor. How did you get comfortable answering user questions?
Mike, I'll let you take the lead. I feel like I've been running here.
I don't mind if you always go first. It's no big deal, but I'll go this time. My biggest thing is surrounding myself with some of these other people, and we have in the Hangout top contributor, we have a group that we meet once a month, and we talk about these individual kind of things. So that helped me a bunch. The other thing that helps was actually the support pages that Google provides. I know you guys have support pages, and they are extremely useful. A lot of people don't know to go to them or how to go to them. So a lot of times when I give feedback, that's one of my first things is I give actually from Google, when they see it's from Google, that support page, and then I always leave feedback. And I teach people to always leave feedback. Feedback, what they don't grasp, and I didn't know this before I started becoming a top contributor, is that the engineers really do look at this and they can sort them. And the more they put in their feedback, is that gets sorted and put in, prioritized that way, and that is huge. And I think that's what's helped me the most. And if I can give any advice to a new top contributor, push those exact same things. Let everybody doing the same thing. Once we get consistency and all that, it just makes everything go so much smoother.
Well stated. I'll add that what I did is keep it simple. How do I unblock my email address? Google that question. It takes you to a Google help file, giving you specific Google instructions. Share the help file. Add a personal note. Hey, I just wanted to see if I can help you out. Not sure if you saw this help file. It gives you the instructions on how to unlock your email. Hope this helps. If it does, let us know. Have a great day. So you kind of opened it up. You grabbed something simple. You went and found the source. It's Google. So there is no other source to get that to work. So when you point them to that document, you're a rock star. Now you do that 30 or 40 times with just, hey, I can't start my computer or turn on email, or, after you've done that, you start to build up and to get into more developed questions. But as a starting rising star, lean on the help files. That's what they're there for. And if it ever comes down to where you didn't give the right information, giving Google's right information is the end of the line outside of experts like us thinking out of the box to make things work. So keep it simple. Start basic and then build yourself up. But always remember to get on their side. First sentence should be like, oh, I've been through this before. This is tough. Sounds like you've taken the right steps. So you take a mad, frustrated user, and now kind of you're on their side. Now you're pointing them to a help file. You look at the help file. They solved the problem. Next thing you know, you've got an irate person that just solved the problem via your help. So keep it simple. Start small. Find top contributors and community managers and anybody that's posting and watch their posts. It's like in 3 steps. Open it up. Point them in direction. Make sure you tell them to come back and give us the results. So if you kind of do that, you open it up and you're never putting yourself in the sense of this is the answer and I'm the expert and I'm right. You're just leading them to information. So one person having a problem not logging into Gmail. Could be 100 people have the same problem, but everybody's computers are Windows 10, different structures, so they could all be having different problems to that issue. So just so you know, getting someone to the answer is all you're trying to do. And just because you helped one person and someone else has that same similar problem, it may not be the same resolution. So just learn to pick that up and move forward. But keep it simple. That's all I'll say.
Thank you. And I also saw Scott wrote in and said, I read a boatload from the others and ask lots of questions. No answer is dumb. And I feel that that is completely true. I 100% agree. And I know when I first started as a community manager, I was answering some user questions in the forum, and I didn't know everything there was to know about Chrome at that time. And thankfully, we had rising stars and top contributors that knew more than me, and they jumped on my questions and were like, actually, I think what Megan's trying to say is X, Y, and Z. And so really it becomes a very collaborative process where we can all learn from one another and we can all help each other as experts in the forum.
Yeah, I think to follow up on what Megan was just mentioning is we actually have our own separate kind of support community for our top contributors, and so if there's some really tricky questions that you don't really know what the answers, you could always bring it up in that area that are just for the PCs in that specific forum, and we do a lot of troubleshooting back and forth, and some other people hop on and give their suggestions, and they kind of go back and forth with the user to figure out what it is that will actually work and would help fix the user's issue, or if it needs to get escalated to somebody where a bug needs to be filed or stuff like that.
I would also add to that, don't discount the fact that what you might think is common knowledge isn't necessarily. Someone I worked with once kind of had this, said to me, I don't think I'm an expert in this stuff because it comes naturally to me, but people are coming to ask me questions. So you just kind of have to lean into that. In a bit and say well, if you have the answer and this person doesn't, why not help them? That's information you have, and that's information you can share.
If you think about Google's users, it's pretty much everyone. It could be your 6-year-old nephew, your geeky cousin, a grandma, dad. Really, it's across all ages and demographics and that kind of thing. So exactly what you said. You might think it's common knowledge, but it's a revelation to some people.
Yeah.
Also on Chrome, we have, when a new person joins as a rising star, we always assign them a mentor. That way, if you do have questions and you're struggling to answer a user question, you can actually just ping or email your mentor and ask them just to confirm. And I know that that's really helpful. When I first started, I would just ask Cameron, I'm like, does this seem right? Are these the right steps? So sometimes just even, and he, some of the times he's like, yeah, that's totally right. I just think that gut check to make sure as you build your confidence up on the forum is really important.
And we have mentorship programs pretty much across all of our different communities as well. So it's not just specific to Chrome, it's specific to the actual program where we have mentors.
And I think getting in a Hangout sometimes helps too. Seriously, if you can get in a Hangout with a couple people and ask them a couple of questions, because everybody's really open to it. At least they were in our top contributor program. It's really great. Just adding that to it and help each other out.
Wrote in as well, and he said, find and answer the easy questions that you know the answer for, then build your knowledge from there, which is 100% spot on. Great way to get started.
Yep. I have another question for our TCs. Do you have any times that you helped someone that came to the forum or help on social that really stick out in your mind for kind of really getting a great response from them or helping them through a really difficult situation?
I changed the president's name in India and became a rock star in India overnight.
Whoa,
I have to hear
elaborate.
this story.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, when I was at the TC Summit, about 10 people ran up to me and were like, "You're Spencer!" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Spencer." All the people around me were like, "What's going on?" So you can actually make an impact without knowing it.
About how this actually happened, because that's crazy. Spencer, you there?
Yeah, another community manager, or my CM, actually reunited a family after 60 years. Someone was adopted out at 4 months old. After 60 years, they came to a Google forum. People tried to push them in the right direction. Within a few days, they found the relative, and it's actually a public press right now that Google Web Search Forum helped reunite a family after 60 years. Another great story.
The only thing I can say, and I don't really have a specific thing, but I will say this: it's very rewarding when people do come back and give you a best answer, or if another top contributor gives you a best answer, because that makes you feel like you are contributing. You know what I'm saying? So it's always nice when somebody comes back and responds, positive or negative or whatever. You know, say, look, we never got the resolution. We had one of those, and we were able to escalate that post, and it came back, and it finally got resolved. And you know, people, one thing that's really nice too, and people need to use these forums, and I encourage everybody to use these forums, is that if we start getting a whole bunch of things, let's say that people's YouTube video never came out or whatever, it never came up after they did a hangout. Well, if there's a bunch of those coming in and everybody's responding, that helps, and that gets all those kind of things. So when you can help in the resolution of that type of thing, it's very rewarding as a TC, I have to say. I mean,
awesome. That's wonderful. What is something you wish you could tell, like, your past self as you started the program? So if you could go back and start all over again, what's something you wish you would have known entering? A piece of advice, word of wisdom.
I'll go with that. Just don't be afraid to ask. I mean, I was kind of reluctant in my questions. I was like, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to sound like a dummy. You know, I don't want to be the one that asks this dumb question, or this is probably known by everybody as a top contributor, but I don't know it, so I'm gonna wait. And I kind of wish I didn't wait. I kind of wish I would just go in, guns flying, and just say, hey, look, how do you do this? Is this the right thing to do? Should I, you know, answer this way without actually knowing if there's another answer? You know, just stuff like that. I'd question myself a lot. I think if I came in now, I would come in asking all the right questions and communicate with the other TCs. That's one thing I found by going to the TC Summit as well, especially with you guys, the community managers. You guys are open to just about any question. I mean, you can pretty much ask anything, and you guys are going to answer it, unless it's under non-disclosure or something.
Okay, I'll add, as far as me, I actually got inundated with community manager requests and started pulling me away from the norm. So I've put a lot of high energy into something I use every day, but it's not necessarily what pays me professionally. So I kind of put the cart before the horse, and now, you know, I'm actually a top contributor in web search community, which is specific to what I do professionally. So I would say try to put your energy into something that you really are passionate about and you do every day, because it enhances your professional ability, but it also continues to push you forward. When you hear expert today, expert is not what it used to be. Expert in technology goes void in 12 months. So being in forums keeps you in the expert pool. Why? Because an update to Gmail a year ago is not the update to Gmail today. So you have to understand that if you stay in this pool of experts, you're seen as experts. I mean, I get a lot of opportunities from people seeing me and my professional skills, and so I'll just say focus on something you're good at.
Great. Well, thanks so much for everyone for joining us today. I hope you learned a lot about the Top Contributor Program. Again, we'll share this out afterwards, so if you want to refer back to those links, if you want to learn more about the Help Forum or Help on Social, or about the Top Contributor website, and then also how you can get more involved and for signing up for the program. So feel free to shoot us over any other questions. We're the Gmail and Chrome community managers, so you'll definitely see us in those product forms, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Michael and Spencer. See you guys.
Coming to events like this and meeting everybody in person, people from all over the world, and it just makes it all that much better.
We're all just users. We know where the user is coming from. We're just trying to guide them on the right path. We're a team and we like hanging out in real life as well as online.
I've just become a TC. I've learned from these people a lot.
I've never been outside Europe, and this is my first time in the United States and straight away to San Francisco, so that was exciting.
You know, coming to things like this, you're always kind of among the first few to see some of the new tech they're working on and make suggestions about it and play with it. I kind of go back to work inspired for technology again.
It's a great program. We can hang with each other and get to know one another. Yeah, you come to me with spreadsheet questions, I come to you for youthful men's grooming advice.
There we go.
It's that interaction with Google people that comes out of being in the program.
This is my third TC Summit. We've got a lot of close friendships built out of the TC group. We've all stayed pretty close. Our Googlers, they've become friends. It feels like a second family now.
I wish I would have known the TC program earlier.